thing we talked about in a recent article I wrote was about how much noise, if you will, is out on social media right now and what you could do to actually make your company stand out. I actually wrote an article about this to talk about 3 different things that you can do. And the thing I want to talk about right now with regard to this is, again, some people ask for a little bit of a clarification on this. So the biggest thing you need to do when you're thinking about social media and how much people are consuming and how quickly they're scrolling is, how do you stop the scroll? How do you stop the scroll? If somebody's scrolling and you don't have something that's going to grab their attention right away, guess what? They're going to move on. They're going to look at the next post, the next post, the next post. They're going to scroll right past you. So the very first question you have to ask yourself is the creative, and when I say that, I don't want to use marketing speak, the picture, the video, the actual header image for the video, you can change that. You can make that whatever you want. Is that content or that creative strong enough to stop the scroll? If the answer to that is no or maybe, that right there should cause you to step back and say, okay, I need to fine tune this. Because the very first thing you need to do is stop the scroll. If you do not stop the scroll, nothing else that you've written, the copy you've written, what button you use, anything like that is not going. Even if you're paying for the ad, you still have to stop the scroll because you're paying for the ad to get in front of people, but people are still scrolling and your ad is just showing up in their scroll. So whether you're paying for the ad or whether you're trying to get organic reach, you have to ask yourself, how is this going to stop the scroll? If the answer is no or maybe or I don't know, I think you need to stop right there and take another look at it and see how you can improve it to stop the scroll. Because everything else, no matter how much money you pay, no matter how you set up your ad, no matter how great the copy you wrote is, if nobody stops, they're not going to see it. The second thing, after you've stopped the scroll, if you feel comfortable that your creative is going to stop the scroll, the very second thing is that first sentence of copy, the first line of copy. Does that grab somebody's attention? Does it pull them in? If the answer to that is no, again, even if you originally got them to stop the scroll, the very first thing they're going to do is headline read. And if that very first sentence doesn't grab their attention, you have a very real chance that at that point in time, they're going to bounce out anyway. Even though you got them to stop, they're going to bounce out anyway because now you don't have their attention. And so don't waste that first sentence. Don't use that like with a lot of books or things like that. A lot of times that initial sentence or that first couple sentences is to kind of bring you into the situation, to sort of welcome you in to the beginning of the narrative. You can't do that on social media. You don't have that kind of time. You have to basically get right to the point, grab somebody's attention because they are not going to read 3 or 4 or 5 sentences to wait for you to get to the point. You have to get to the point right out of the gate. And that's where that first sentence, or if you want to call it a headline, think of it as a headline. And I think it'll get you in a better spot with how that needs to be written. Now, so, okay, you've stopped the scroll. You've got their attention with the headline. Now, if you've got their attention, they may begin to read the second, third, fourth sentence of the copy. Now that's when you want to pull them in. Give them a little bit of direction. What do you want them to do? Call for more information? Click on the link below to get more information? Sign up for a free whatever or whatever. You need to begin to tell them what you want them to do with those next couple sentences. And you need to get to the point. People are not going to read paragraph after paragraph unless it's something that's very specific to them and they may read. But in the general, when you're trying to reach the masses, those next couple questions need to get right to the point of what you're trying to get them to do. Again, give them enough information that where they're interested. If you'd like more information, click the link below. If you'd like to schedule a free quotation, call us at the number below. Get to the point right away. People don't have time. People will, if they feel like they've got to spend too much time on a post, they will scroll right by. So again, the 3 things to be thinking about is with regard to social media. Stop the scroll, number 1. Number 1 thing, if nothing else gets through to you about this Marketing Mondays question, stop the scroll. You have to stop the scroll. Number 2, the headline. Engage them with something. Grab their attention with that, with the headline. Number 3, give them instructions of what you want them to do. Now, when I say instructions, I don't mean in a very formal like way. I just mean guide them. I mean, okay, now you've got their attention. They're kind of interested in what you're saying. What do you want them to do? Do you want them to click on a link? Do you want them to call you? Give them some instructions. So those are the 3 things to keep in mind. If you keep those things in mind as you're looking at your posts, as you're reviewing your posts before you post it, I think you're going to have stronger posts. Those are going to work better for you, not only organically, they're going to work better for you in an ad as well. Because again, ads just place your post in somebody else's stream. That doesn't, if you're not using good creative to stop the scroll, grab their attention, and give them directions, I don't care if you're running ads. You're still not going to get the engagement you would get otherwise, even though you're putting it in front of more people, because the post isn't working. You still have to stop the scroll, and you still have to do those things, whether you're trying to do it organically or paid.